Welcome to another exciting episode of Unleashing Your Potential with myself, Coach Thoriso. The show is all about enhancing your way of living and unlocking your potential. And today in the studio, we are talking about, is Mjolo the pandemic and marriage a scam? I've got three amazing, beautiful coaches here in the studio, so don't go anywhere.
In the modern society, where the family unit is under threat, Life Destiny TV seeks to bring the whole family together at any time of the day, enriching every member using Christian values and principle. That is our vision. Connect with us on social media.
Welcome, beautiful, amazing coaches here. Let me start with Coach Nomasonto. Please introduce yourself.
Yes, I'm Nomasonto Poshazwane. I am a sacred relationship coach, and my work is to basically help an individual have a better relationship with themselves first,
Okay.
and then with others.
I like that. I like
Yes.
that. Here, Chilizi, please introduce yourself.
Okay, it's Chilizi, the coach,
Yes.
Radali, and I am a NLP relationship coach.
Okay.
I actually take over from what Nomasonto does. So after relationship with self, starting from dating, all the way into marriage, and all the way to after.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's what I do. Yeah,
I like
that's
that.
what I do. Yeah,
Okay.
a married man to one wife.
All right. Two.
And
Okay.
Yes.
The way he said it.
Yes, strongly so. And blessed with two daughters.
Okay. Nice, nice. Welcome, welcome. Abu Tabo, Coach Tabo.
Yes, ke Thabo wa Gamachi,
Yes.
and I'm also a relationship and marriage advisor. And as you start with self, he does from there, taking over. We dwell with them while they are in the marriage. And
Benegant.
we are
Insight.
there, and we try to help them understand the journey.
Yeah.
And it's quite an amazing one.
That's nice, that's nice. Viewers out there that must connect with you first in terms of your journey becoming who you are now. So, Coach Chilizi, why are you an NLP relationship coach? Where did it start?
Wow. From a young age, I listened to Utabo. You know, we had a conversation earlier, and he was talking about how love, followed him.
Yeah.
And I'm one of those guys who high school, you give me a free period, I'm there with my, hardcover book with all the lyrics,
Okay.
singing Your Boys to Men.
When a man.
And, just attracting love, just surrounded by love.
Yeah.
And all the way until, you start being independent
Sure.
and start the dating and everything. And being married, I remember one of the core goals that my wife and I has is that we want to be those idols
Okay.
that young people look up to say
Nice.
marriage is still doable. So every day when I wake up, I am confronted by that commitment that
Okay.
I've made to myself, to my wife, and to God to say, we want to be the ambassadors.
Marriage is not a scam. Coach Namasonto, why are you a sacred relationship coach?
I was looking for love. I'm one of those people who was looking for love all over.
Okay.
Only to realize that this love that I'm looking for is actually here.
Wow.
So then that's why then I've decided to start helping people to realize and
Yeah.
recognize this love that they're looking for out there, that it actually it is there within you.
I like
you
that.
just need to identify it and know it.
Wow. That is beautiful. We're all looking for love out there. I'm taking the tip. It's not out there, it's inside. It's not on top, it's inside. Mr. Machie.
Yes.
Yes.
You got to love love.
Love is beautiful.
You've got to love love.
Yes.
If I look at, where I come from with the issue of love,
Yeah.
I can clearly tell you that, you got to have love for self. You got to have love for people as well.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, for God so loved the world
Yeah.
that he gave his only begotten son.
Yeah.
So you need to think about it and say, this love thing is actually beyond just me having a feeling or having a thought
Yeah.
over something.
Yeah.
But it's a spiritual thing as well. So I'm so blessed that God has said, Mona, at least I need you to be one of the vessels that I'm going to use to minister love unto other people.
I like that.
And he started with me first
Sure.
because he had to make sure that I have to give what I have.
It had to start there first.
It has to start with me first.
Yeah.
All through rejections from childhood, growing up, you know, I'm that one guy who's always been dumped in all his relationships, you know, and I always questioned myself, but why? Why am I the one who's always dumped? And then when you grow up and God said, by the way, sometimes you have to be at your lowest so that I can raise you to get to where I want you.
Sure.
Who knows, if I had stayed with everyone, forced myself on all of them, perhaps I would be a bitter man today.
Definitely.
I loved them, they don't love me.
Sure.
I'm giving my all, they don't give it to me.
They're not giving it back,
But I had, by the grace of God, I had to accept. And by the time, that moment when I accepted that, hey, they were not meant for me, perhaps that is when God said, now it's my time to teach you. And use you as a vessel
to
for
help
love.
others as well. I love that. I like it here because of everybody have their own personal experience when it comes to love, loving themselves and loving others. Now, you guys, everybody here is married. Sorry, I can see rings, or they're just, you know. But you said that you are husband and a wife. But I want to know, is Mjolo the pandemic? You guys have dated before getting into marriage. How was the dating scene at that time, and when you compare that to now with the clients that you have that are going through the pandemic of Mjolo, before we get into the marriage, because actually,
a very interesting question. Back then, and I'll talk from my own personal experience, there's something that we call a bandwagon.
Okay.
I'm one of those people that when I started dating, it was just because everyone is doing it.
Okay.
I have to be labeled cool, you know, because when I'm with the guys, what else is there to talk about if they're talking about their girlfriends and I don't have anything to talk about? So back then it would be that. And the good thing about it is that as much as it was a bandwagon, you wouldn't just do things. And when I say things, you wouldn't jump the levels to say we're dating and all of a sudden we're talking sex and this and this and that. It will just be, okay, now we are dating, and the next thing, Ushela Wanyana, and she says yes. The next thing you're sitting with yourself, and then what do we do? you don't even know what to do next.
Sure.
That was it. It was more of an experiment then. But now we are talking of a place where now you understand why people say it's a pandemic. Simply because people hold these toxic expectations. Some they are coming from these traumas that people carry from birth. You know, I wish we had time to can talk that, because there's a lot of traumas that are being exposed by relationships. That even people themselves, they are not aware that I am carrying a trauma. That when I get into a relationship, I'm the one, in fact, who's intoxicating the relationship to be a
the
pandemic.
way it is now, Wow, I like that. Is Mjolo the pandemic, guys?
Actually, if Mjolo is a pandemic, really, really honestly, then it means we are also a pandemic.
Jani.
I'm sure we came from Mjolo. We are the result. We are the product.
Okay.
We are the
Product of
product of
Mjolo.
this. Then it means it's either we are the virus itself or we are the but we are one of the two. We are it. Because that's the thing that we need to understand as people. The things that we say about anything for that matter, we are actually describing ourselves.
That's true.
That's the bottom line. We are actually describing ourselves. So if we are saying Mjolo is a pandemic, then we actually need to take a mirror and look at ourselves very properly.
So we are the problem ourselves. We are creating all these things ourselves. So to whoever who says that Mjolo is a pandemic, it means they need to start looking at themselves to say, why is it a pandemic in my area or in my life, in a way?
That's why we are in relationships. A relationship, it is a ship, it is a vehicle that teaches you to relate with another.
I like that. I like
so
that.
now, when you're in this ship and the relating, it doesn't work. The problem is not the ship. It is the relating, because this is just a vehicle that is taking you wherever that you want to go. So the challenge is, do you even know where you are supposed to be going? Do you even know where you are going? Do you even know why you are in this particular ship? Maybe you are supposed to be in a boat. And you know you're in a taxi.
You're at the wrong ship. Coach Tabo, single ladies, single men out there, they want to get into a healthy relationship. Where can they start to get rid of this pandemic that we all seeing in social media?
Firstly, we need to define these terms.
Okay.
You know, if you say Mjolo,
Yeah.
what is Mjolo?
Yeah.
How do you define Mjolo?
Yeah.
Because for me, as Thabo, Mjolo is when I just ask you out, we go out and have some food, some drinks
Coffee,
somewhere.
whatever, yeah.
You know, that's Mjolo. Take a walk at the park. We are just jollying, you and I.
Yeah.
And tomorrow when you see me with Nomasont, don't be jealous because you and I, it's just Mjolo.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So what I'm trying to say is that I think people are, in actual fact, expecting the benefits of something, of a situation that they are not yet in.
Okay.
But they presume that we are already in. There are many people who are in situationship, which is also part of Mjolo.
Okay.
We have never confirmed anything, you and I.
Yeah.
I just call, are you free? Can we go out for,
Yeah.
you know, for lunch or something? Then you agree, then we go. And then the next thing, oh, you know, it's late, don't you want to sleep over?
Yeah, but
And then when you sleep over, you know, it can happen
Sure.
in different times and in different days. And by the time we give ourselves to one another physically, now you assume we are in a relationship. And that is where a lot of people have got, they draw these things out. Mjolo, it's a pandemic. But they never define what is it that they are in. Because you first need to understand, am I in a relationship with
Yeah.
this person? And if I'm in a relationship with this person, what are the things that I should do? What are the things that I should not do?
Okay.
If you give me the benefits of marriage while we are in a relationship, then I am the pandemic. The Mjolo is not the pandemic. Because now you give me the benefits and I'm thinking, okay, then I can get the benefits to somewhere else.
Okay.
Because I never gave you or made you any promise.
Okay.
Now, we need to understand, why do people say Mjolo, it's a pandemic? Now, find out first who started it, what was their situation, what were their reasons for saying that, because you might find that somebody wanted Thoriso's men, and now Thoriso's men thought, okay, let me just medicate myself and then I'm out. Now suddenly, Mjolo, it's a pandemic. But we get ourselves into situations that we don't understand. And then we blame the situations. I like what she said. I can bring you a brand new car, but if you don't know how to drive it, it's not going to get anywhere. But now, do you blame the car and say, this car is broken. It's got, hey, it's brand new.
Yeah.
You know, you found the train moving. Now, you want to jump into the train, but you don't know where it's going. You don't know who's inside the train. Now, if the train takes a different direction, you blame it for taking a different direction, but you never did your homework. Who am I?
Yeah.
Where am I going?
Yeah.
How do I want to get there? Who do I want to get there with? Now, if you know that, you will take the right train. But if you don't, you will find yourself in a pandemic.
I like that. So basically, Mjolo is not really much of a pandemic. It is us living that type of a pandemic. It is us actually getting into ships that we don't know where is this ship going. So first thing to define is to define, are we in a relationship, rajola, situationship, where are we going? That's the first part, right? When we start dating, basically, we start there. We're defining that. What are we doing?
But most definitely, we need to define.
Yeah.
And from what Coach Thabo said, let's have a goal.
Okay.
It can never be called a relationship unless two parties come together and agree on one common outcome.
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's a time where we set and we decide to say we are after this, why do we conclude that we are in the same ship?
So
and
when
we're
does
going
a
to the same
relationship
direction?
start then?
A relationship starts when two people, you are deliberate about it, to say, we are about to get into this and we are going there.
Okay.
But unfortunately, from also what you said, people are finding themselves in circumstances that were created.
Okay.
Maybe because I like you, and then we are going out for those drinks, and the environment in itself, it created itself, and you concluded that according to your own map of the mind, as we say it in NLP,
yeah.
you conclude that it means a relationship. Whereas on my side, it only means two people who are adults going out for drinks, and it ends there. Then why all of a sudden are we concluding? And lastly, it comes from also this point. Chemistry.
Yeah.
It happens anyway.
Yeah.
It can happen between two individuals. One author once said, but does it always have to end between the sheets?
Hey.
Chemistry.
Okay.
It can be a chemistry, we can redirect it and let it end in a very huge, lucrative business deal.
I get you.
But because somehow it happened between a male and a female,
Yeah.
now we direct it to say it must end in the bedroom.
Hey, and it can be quite.
And then when it ends there, because it doesn't have a goal backing it up, now we attach a meaning. It's a pandemic. Because it does not fulfill what I was
What?
entertaining alone.
Yeah. So when people don't define, it will literally get to a pandemic. You wanted to say something?
Yes,
quickly?
I wanted to actually to put it in this context. When we talk about the definition, before it can get to the two people, I need to understand or need to know what is it that I want.
Okay.
Me.
Me first.
Because if the thing is this, you cannot read the next person's mind. You don't even know what is in their heart. They can tell you whatever that you want them, they want you to hear, whereas it's not their intentions. But who must have a clear intention and understanding of what they want? It is you as a person.
Yeah.
For an example, you get into a relationship, you know very well, now I just want a one night stand, I don't want anything else.
Yeah.
But then the next thing you are in a relationship and you say they force me into, no one is forcing you into it.
Yeah.
You are not sticking to what you intentionally said you wanted.
want, yeah.
But if you did not know what is it that you wanted and you said, no, anything will work, then it will become a pandemic because you know very well you want a lifetime partner and then but you are busy with somebody who wants a one night stand. You are agreeing to that.
Let's pause right there. We are going at the break right now. But before we do that, here's a word for you. Now. Before you catch feelings, understand what ship you are in. Because here we're talking about ships. On that note, we'll come right up. Welcome back, guys. Here is Seated. Now you can hear we're talking about the ships and the ships and the ships. Define what ship you are in. While we're here on the ship, guys, let's talk a little bit from being in a pandemic relationship into a marriage saying is a scam. Obviously, when I'm in the pandemic relationship, obviously as I go all the way into marriage, I'll definitely come to a point where marriage now is a scam. Is really marriage a scam? You guys are married people. Anytime I will just you just want to get an opportunity to just say any day, please save me.
You know,
Yes, good
your marriage will be exactly what your relationship is. So if you're married, your relationship is a scam, it's a pandemic, shame.
Same
Because
boat.
you are taking the same people into the institution. It's not different people. It's not different. It's the same you that are a pandemic. You're going into an institution of marriage. So how is that? Because the institution itself is not just going to change you unless you, the people that are in this, consciously decide that, yay, we are tired of this pandemic. Can we make this thing work? And we start doing things differently. Otherwise, whatever your relationship is, if you were cheating will still carry on even in the
Hey,
marriage.
changes see, but nothing changes.
That paper doesn't change anything.
You know, marriage actually is like money.
Okay.
It makes you more for what you already are.
Yes.
Hey.
So if you were a cheat,
Yeah,
when you get into marriage,
Yeah.
you will find every reason to do that.
I get you.
Because you hear people say, I can't eat cabbage the whole
Vele,
day.
le rialo, batho
You
ba
understand
banna.
that?
Le ntho yana.
You know, look, even ladies, they're like that.
They say that now?
You have
Maybe
no
I'm-
idea. So now, I think one thing that we actually need to pay attention to is the fact that people are addicted to chaos. There are people, he was talking about people expressing their traumas in relationships.
Sure.
There are different reasons why people want to get into relationships. And as they do that, they express their thoughts, their perceptions, their fears,
Yeah.
their ideologies, and everything that they carry within themselves. So if you as an individual inside, you are a chaos, any relationship you get into, it's going to be chaotic.
Chaotic, yeah.
And it is not the relationship that is a problem. It is you, because you first have to fix yourself. You need to find yourself in a position where if I say I'm going to start dating, what are my expectations? What am I looking for? What do I need?
Yeah.
What is the purpose of this dating? You know, people want to kill me when I say, look, dating, it is not limited to one person.
Okay.
Because dating is simply dating.
Okay.
There's no relationship in dating. We're just going on a date to have fun. Up until we get to a point where we say, what are we doing?
So it's
now?
Okay to have multi-dates up until you find the one, in a way.
Thoriso, what is a date? When you define it in a way that
is supposed
usually
to-
says you're going to have to give benefits of a relationship, then you will actually attach the dating to a relationship.
Okay.
And you find that the other person was simply dating. I was just checking, you know, just going out with Nomasonto,
Yeah.
going out with
Yeah.
Thoriso, going out with Selena. You understand that? And for me, it's dating. We're just having fun, just going out, spending time together. This is why I keep saying to my sisters, look, go out there. Go to that lovely restaurant, enjoy the meals, and how fair are. Look, I was not looking for anything. You just asked to take me out.
Yeah.
And this is where we are.
Yeah.
And if you don't want to be with that person, tell them straight.
Yeah.
No, look, I can't be in a relationship. I love the time we're spending together.
Yeah.
But if now you define dating on the basis of a chaotic perception, where you think, as long as he asked me out,
It means
we are in a
Somar.
relationship.
Yeah.
Then you're going to find guys who will take you out simply because they want medication. And when he wants that medication, when he gets it, he leaves you frustrated. Because now you think, since I gave him my
all. Yes, in
it
a way.
means he's going to love me. Now, in other words, you are prostituting yourself.
Sure.
Trying to buy
Love.
somebody to love you,
Yeah.
trying to get somebody to accept you,
Yeah.
trying to get somebody to at least say, oh, I can have a relationship or a marriage with this person. This is why a lot of people, Thoriso, who are believing that Mjolo is a pandemic, when you sit down with them and just ask one simple question. Did the person ever say they love you?
Or
Did
it's all in
they
your
ever
mind.
say, look,
Yeah.
I believe there is a future between the two of us.
Eish.
And I would like to have a foundation on
Sure,
that.
yeah.
Because firstly, I love you, I see you're a good person, and this is what I am looking for. Or you just thought the way he looked at me.
Yeah.
And nowadays, people are not even able to identify the looks. Because there's a look, Thoriso, when I look at you.
Yeah. You go like, eh.
Now, a matured somebody will say, this guy is undressing me.
Yeah.
He doesn't like me. He's lusting after me. But there are those who would say, oh, wow, it means I'm hot. Now, and of course you are hot,
Yeah.
but the hotness is as far as he wants. Now, when you give him that hotness and then he realizes, actually, this is cold. And when you still think you are hot, then it becomes a problem. He's gone.
Yeah.
Now, if you have those type of perceptions whereby you are loose in your mind, you are addicted to chaos in
Sure,
your
yeah.
mind, you are
Yeah.
not having a good relationship with and within yourself,
Yeah.
and you want to get into marriage with that type of being, then you're going to be a problem. Even if you find someone who loves you, someone who adores you,
Yeah.
you are not going to relate because you are used to being addicted to chaos. You've been getting in and out of Mjolo, whereby there was nothing, situationship, sexual ship, you know,
Yeah.
conditional ships.
Yeah.
You know, I only see you when I want to see you.
Yeah.
You don't even know whether I've got a wife or I've got someone I'm committed to, anything. No, Bona, you don't call me.
Yeah.
I'll call you.
Sure.
But if you sit and discuss this with these people who are saying Mjolo is a pandemic and marriage is a scam, they actually cancel the beauty of being in marriage
get you.
on the basis of the chaotic lifestyle that they live in the Mjolo section.
Yeah.
And we need to learn to sit back and say, as Nomasonto said, who am I?
Yeah.
What do I want?
Yeah.
How do I get what I want? How do I get to marriage? I need to, and most of them, they want to get married.
Yeah,
They
that's
do.
true. And coach, we realized that on social media, when you post your picture with your wife, they will just say that it will end in tears. What society do we live in?
Exactly that. A very dented
Yeah,
society we live in.
yeah,
He narrated it very well to
Yeah.
say these are people who have got issues with themselves.
Yeah.
And it takes us back to what Nomasonto does.
yeah.
To say if you're not happy, you're not okay with yourself, you will see everyone through the very same lenses.
Ah, that's
To
true.
say because it didn't go well with me,
Yeah,
in fact, you are trying to prophesy a negative over other people to say it should not be well with them. You are saying it will end in tears.
Yeah.
And when you get people like myself, who are NLP life coaches, when you say that, we comment back to the very same comment and say, you are very much right. You just forgot to edit to say it will end in tears of joy. Because I entered into this marriage deliberately.
Yeah.
I entered there
I like
deliberately.
that. I like
so
that.
you are very much right. It's just that you didn't complete your
The
comment.
whole, I like that. I shall use that.
Which tears?
Exactly.
Tears of joy.
Tears of joy.
And tears of
Yeah.
pain and disappointment
Yes.
to those who are hoping that it should not end well with me.
Back
So
to
there will be
sender.
tears all over. So we throw it back
It's back
nicely.
to sender.
But at the end of the day, when I see such, the only thing I am seeing is a very hurt society.
Yeah.
The very same traumas we were talking about
Yeah.
earlier. That's what you see. And these are people that when you engage on a one-on-one,
Yeah.
you realize that they have got this biggest desire to be in marriage.
Yes.
They still carry this desire.
Yeah.
And some of them, they were in marriages, but unfortunately, because of things that happened, some they will even tell you, no, he changed, she changed. And when we are sitting in a session, you are coaches like myself where you hammer people with questions to make them realize. You ask, but did he change or did you start seeing the truth?
Yeah.
What is the difference? Because we're taking it from the pandemic of Mjolo. He was cheating.
Yeah.
The flags were there,
Yeah.
all red.
Yeah.
You hoped and wished that the marriage
change. Yeah.
will change him. No,
Another
it
pandemic.
just elevated the platform for him. He's now doing it even better. He's no longer cheating the way he was doing it. Now he's doing it in such a way that he tells you he's going for a business trip.
Yeah.
And the business trip is a vacation on the other side.
So some people get into the marriage hoping that somebody will change. But
Exactly.
literally they're not changing, they're showing who they are.
They're showing
and
who
they've
they
been
are.
showing you who you are from the time of
Like
Mjolo.
Utawa said, it's the money aspect. It doesn't make a person change. It reveals, it makes them continue who
I
they
get
really
you.
were
Yeah,
from
I
the
get
word
you.
go.
Oh, I love that.
You get in marriage
Yeah.
thinking, he's going to change now that we are in marriage. He's going to be a good man, he's going to be a good husband, he's going to be a good father, he's going to be a good dad. And then deprive him just one day.
Yeah.
And he was just waiting for that trigger. No, I've been doing it, Mus. And she's tolerated it. Because this is what I always tell my sisters.
Tolerating.
The guy will treat you based on how much you tolerate of him.
Yeah.
So if he was doing that while you guys were still in a relationship and you tolerated that, then when you are in marriage, the expectation will always be there. She will still tolerate it.
Yeah.
And I am going to do it. And in most cases, if you tolerate him before you get married, in marriage, now you're going to be a praying witch. Lord, change this man. Father, fire, and all those kind of things.
Yeah.
You forget that you actually brought this into this marriage. Now, instead of inquiring with the Lord, Lord, am I doing the right thing? Because sometimes we are driven by our own desires.
Yeah, true that.
Look, there are women who would say, if I ask them, but he's been doing this before you guys got married. Now, why did you? Oh, he's good in bed. You see now
Just for that.
the attraction to the chaos that actually takes you away from
Seeing
paying
actually,
attention to the right
To
things,
this,
where you get to know this person, where you get to understand
Sure.
who this person is.
Yeah.
But simply because maybe the biological clock is ticking,
Yeah,
maybe you're
pressure.
under pressure.
That's
You
true.
know, you
There's
can't
a
be
lot of
alone,
that.
no matter. Look how beautiful you are. You have to get married. No,
Yeah.
men are the same. You will leave this one for cheating and the next one. Now, you absorb all that. And when you absorb it, it becomes part of what you are. So much that when he does it, it will make you cry. I've stopped people from coming for counseling over the same thing over and over again. We can't have 2 sessions and the third one you're still coming with the same thing.
You're
It
not
means you are addicted to what he's doing.
to that.
And then let's rather leave it at that. Accept it or ship out.
All of this, it boils down back to this.
Yeah.
If we can understand as people that a relationship is there to help you get to know yourself. If you can understand
Unpack that, my coach.
a relationship is that aspect that is there to help you to get to understand yourself.
Yeah, okay.
Now, there's things that happened before I was even born that I'm already carrying within me.
Yeah.
The things that I'm here to also help heal. Now, when I get into a relationship, those things are going to come up, those mirrors, because those is like your blind spot.
Sure.
Things that you don't know.
Yeah.
So they will come up. Now, when these things come there, they show up. It is an opportunity for you to get to acknowledge and see who is this person, because I never knew they existed. Where is this coming from?
Yeah.
How did I even attract this type of a thing? We do not see a relationship for what it is, then we will forever be jumping from this plane to the next one and say this thing that all men are the same, all women are the same.
Yeah.
But we are sitting here, as you can see, we are all women and men, but we are all different,
We are
as
all
it is
different.
already.
Yeah,
But
that's
what we are saying we are all the same. It is not that we are all the same. We are missing that a relationship is there to help you to get to know yourself. Things you know and things you don't know about yourself.
You know, just to add on that, Thoriso, there is this thing that I always advise couples, especially those that are newly weds.
Yeah.
If you can survive the first 3 years, you must know that you've done well.
Okay.
Now, in that 3 years, you need to understand what are you doing there. That's what I call discovery stage, where the person you are with is helping you to discover things you never knew about yourself.
Sure.
Because now this person is your mirror. Whatever you do, you leave the toilet up, you know, you don't close it, you leave toothpaste everywhere and stuff like that.
Yeah.
This person is going to be like, but this is not how it's done. This is not how it's done. So a lot of people do not survive this.
That time.
That time.
Yeah.
Because why? One, pride takes over, stubbornness and rebellion takes over. You are not going to tell me how to live.
Yeah.
But you're forgetting that this is a discovery stage where we both have to understand what we are getting ourselves into. And if I don't learn to understand who you are, then I'm going to find myself 10 years, 20 years married to someone I don't even know. And then I'll be like, who are you after 10 years? And you'll be like, but I'm Thoriso, I've been here for years. Now, we need to understand that discovery stage is very important that we go through. For some, they say honeymoon. You know, the first year, second, it's a honeymoon.
Yeah.
In my marriage, it was different. We fought like nobody's business.
Okay.
We pressed buttons. Why? Because we wanted to get to a point where we start on a foundation that is not shaky.
Okay.
I don't want to wake up tomorrow and you say, yo, this marriage thing, it's a pandemic. I didn't want it. It's a scam.
Yeah.
I didn't want it.
Yeah.
I don't understand, because there are people that have actually gone through that. You marry somebody, 3 months in the marriage, they say, it's got nothing to do with you. It's me.
Yeah.
I don't think I was ready for this.
Yeah.
I don't want this. Then they drop everything and they leave you. But understand that discovery stage, it can happen in any year.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
but what you need to understand that it will happen every time, because as people we grow, we mature.
Yeah.
Now, they say people change. No, we don't change. We just grow. We just grow and mature into certain things, into different things. But as long as the foundation is solid and it is fine, believe you me, we will go through all these stages without any doubt.
Thank you so much. On that note, guys, we are coming right up. Come back, guys. I love what the coaches are saying here, guys. They're saying quite information that is hitting hard even onto me. I hope it's doing the same to you. So guys, after what you have just shared, it's quite powerful, right? But I want to know, as a viewer out there, how do I get it right? How do I now start having a healthy relationship, going into a marriage? And to those who are in marriage, how do I now blossom in my marriage?
I will say start with checking what is it that you believe about love.
Okay, about love, all right.
Yeah, let's start today. What is it that you believe about love?
Yeah.
Do you believe that love exists? I actually do have this exercise where I said, put a timer, don't think about it.
Yeah.
Just say, what do I think about love? And write whatever. Love is, love is,
Okay.
love is, love is.
I like the exercise.
Love is. You will be shocked of the things that come out there. That as much as a lot of people want love, but they actually don't even believe in a blissful marriage or blissful relationship.
The second thing that you need to do And I'm just happy that I'm surrounded by authors here.
Yeah.
Young people need to start reading.
Yeah.
The very same thing that you want to get yourself into. Get yourself knowledge. Even the big book, you know, the book of life, which is the Bible,
Yeah.
it has these very same
That's true.
recipes.
Yeah.
So it takes me to a statement by Richard Needham that whenever I have a chance to talk about relationships, I talk about it. He says you do not marry one, but you marry three in one.
Okay.
The first person that you're marrying is the person that you think they are.
Okay.
So from a distance, you get attracted. You think she's this.
All right. Your own perception of it. Yeah.
The second person is what Utao just said, the discovery stage. You are marrying them for the person they really are.
Okay.
And this person you can only know when you are there. And you realize, dude, you know like this. Dude, you do this, you do that.
You live stuff
That's
here
the
and
real
whatsoever.
person.
Sure.
And that's exactly where a lot of relationships don't survive. If one is not deliberate and is not ready. The last person, it's when now we are settled. We are cruising now.
Okay.
This is the person that he or she becomes by being married to you.
Okay.
Because there is an influence that you will have on
Sure.
person
As
A.
that, yeah.
So if you are not ready for these three people, don't even bother Mjolo, don't even bother in relationships, because the moment the second stage kicks in, which is where a lot of marriages fail, especially today, if you check the rate of divorce, it's within your first 3 years. And you ask yourself, that's your discovery stage, because now I'm realizing that I'm not capable of this, and I'm seeing it through her. And because now it's a demon that is presented to me, the question is, are you man enough
Yeah.
to face it,
To face
Oh,
it.
you
and
wanna
change,
walk away,
or
yeah.
mostly they just ghost?
True. I hear you now. I hear the stats of why we're having failed marriages. Okay.
And it's very, very true, because, guys, you cannot be with someone without knowing who you are. Don't even try to get into Mjolo or a relationship, even worse in marriage, unless you know who you are. There's a lot of people who have no idea who they are.
Yeah.
And the worst case is that when they find someone who tries to help them to understand who they are, they fight back.
Yeah.
Because they're like thinking, you are showing me somebody that I don't
Not
know.
ready to see this. Or I do, yeah.
Exactly. Remember I said, you become my mirror.
My mirror, sure.
Now, am I willing to take what the mirror is telling me?
Yeah.
You know, so I always advise people, look, sometimes, many a time, or maybe even every day of your life, when you wake up, as long as you've got an opportunity to look in the mirror,
Yeah.
please take that moment and look direct in your eyes
Yeah.
Yes.
and tell me if you can relate with the soul that you're connecting to. When you look in a mirror, Thoriso, not at the makeup, not
Yeah.
at the, you
Like
know.
deep within
when
you.
you look at yourself in the mirror, you are connecting with the deeper you.
Soul within you, yeah.
You are connecting with the soul
Yeah.
in you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't take a moment to do that.
Yeah.
There are people who cannot look at themselves
They're
in the mirror.
scared. They look like, hey,
they
who's
look
that?
at their eyelashes, their nose,
Yeah.
is it in the right place, their ears and stuff like that. But they never look at themselves. But if you make that eye contact,
Yeah.
you will understand, Thabo,
Yeah.
who exactly are you?
Yeah.
And this question is very important, because if I fail to answer that question by myself, now how can I expect her
Yeah.
to tell me
Who are you?
who I
Who
am?
you are, yeah.
Then I will fight back, even though she's actually identifying the right things about me. But I will fight back. And now when I fight back, I cannot relate to the love that possibly God even sent her to come and give to me, to help me identify with myself, to help me understand who I am. But because of the chaotic, the chaotic life that I've taken, the intake of information is important. He's talking about reading.
Yeah.
Now, nowadays, how many people do you know who read books?
Yeah.
What do? We read social media.
Hey, our
And
addiction.
on social media, that is where we find all this pandemic.
That's true.
Marriage is a scam.
Yeah, that's true.
We are married, we're loving it, we are enjoying it, we are cruising. You know, look, there's no better decision that I've made in my life
Wow, that's
than
beautiful.
to get married.
Yeah.
But somebody else is telling you. And if you take that information, all of it, process it, absorb it, Even when I can come and say, hey, I'm married for 100 years, this is the best thing you can ever do, you are not going to listen to me. Because the intake of information and the images that you see has actually made you to write off your own life based on somebody else's perception, based on somebody else's experiences. And when you do that, you're depriving yourself of the opportunity to experience love. Because trust me, God loves us through people.
Through people.
And if he
Relationships are
loves
there.
us, God is a relational God. You need to understand that.
Yeah.
Because if you can actually think that you can have a relationship outside of God, it's going to be a problem. Now, you need to understand, he's the one who started relationships anyway. Let us. He's a relational God. Now, you engage yourself. Firstly, if you want to find yourself, dig deep. Lord, who am I? I know you've got, you know how much we quote scriptures, the right scriptures? I know the plans I have for you. We love to quote those. But at the end of the day, am I acknowledging the fact that, in actual fact, these plans can actually work or manifest based on the relationship I have with you? So if I don't have a relationship, but I only want the plans that you have, it's going to be a problem. I don't want you,
but I want the
but
things.
I want the things you're giving to me. Now, if you give me those things, are they going to fulfill my soul?
And I think that's what creates the pandemic. Because we want what people have, but not love them for who they are. And the minute we discover who they are, we're like, but at least I've got this stuff. Or at least I've had that stuff. Now you move from one relationship to another, one to another, based on this one is no longer having this much. I'm going to go to the next one. I think that's what created the pandemic.
You know what Coach Thabo is sharing here, that mirror exercise. For somebody who's been through different types of abuse, myself, I couldn't look myself in the eye, in the mirror.
Sure.
Because that is why it was so difficult for me when I was still dating my husband, who was my boyfriend then. I couldn't recognize this person he was seeing, who he was talking about. And I was doing exactly what he's talking about, where you are pushing what is actually meant for your good, but you are pushing it up because you don't even realize who is this person. That this person is saying is they seeing in you.
The real you, the one that you...
The real you that we have not met. Hence, it is very, very important. I think if we can do these things, look yourself, don't just look in passing.
Just to see how you look in jail.
Like we do. I'm going
confront you, like
just for 5 minutes, not 5 hours, 5 minutes. Just look there, look what you're seeing, and hear the conversations that are happening in your own head about you.
I show you what I want you to see.
That's true.
Right? It's edited, it's there, it's perfect. And I love the fact that since we started talking here, you never said, how do we get it right into healthy relationships? Not perfect. And unfortunately, a lot of our people out there, they are hoping for perfect relationships. Where somebody must not tell me when I'm wrong. Why would you tell me? Because I'm already perfect. I want to be in a perfect relationship. A healthy relationship is where she looks at me in the eyes, my wife, and tell me, you have done wrong. And it's not for me to push, it's not for me to defend, it's for me to go back and say, I will work on it.
Hey, a whole lot
if
will
I
not
can't,
take that.
help me work on it. And I'm telling you, it's not the nicest of feelings when it's happening, but it's the benefits that comes with it, the outcomes, where you're like, oh, I'm at peace. In fact, it's so powerful to tell my wife that, dude, I can't meet up our finances this month, and not worried that she will label me something else, because she has given me that confidence to say, we are one when we're here. Your bad and your good feelings and your frustrations, I want to know them.
I like also what you said about confronting. How do we resolve that conflict? Because it might come up as a conflict. You confronting me about this and this and this. How do we resolve that type of a conflict in a marriage?
Confrontation, the issue, it's two things. It's number one, what I want to get out of the confrontation itself. And the how. I'm going to lay the confrontation.
The how.
If I come fighting, naturally, you're going to defend. There's no two way about it. It's a cause and effect. I come fighting, then you will defend. But if I sit you down which is why my wife always tells me this, and she says, I don't understand why most men, they've got this problem. If I call him now and say, we need to talk, your day is messed up as a man, right? If she calls you and say, we need to talk,
You start
your day is
shaking
messed up.
or
Because
Instead
you're
of
like,
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
But she has made me to love that phrase where she says, we need to talk.
Yeah.
I prepare myself and then we sit.
Okay.
So the how part is where she will say, is there any specific reason
Yeah.
you did not tell me when you did 1, 2, 3?
Sure.
That's a confrontation, but the
In
how
a,
it's
in a
coming,
different approach.
it's also on the same point where I am learning something that I did wrong. Before she even says it to me, I am already seeing my fault in it to say,
Yes.
okay, you know what, I did it because according to me, it was an emergency, and I quickly did. Then the next follow-up question would be, do you now realize that it actually is going to cost us more?
Okay.
In that's a confrontation, the issue is resolved. What does it mean?
Yeah.
Next time when you're confronted with such a situation, before you rush and do it, let me know.
I like that. I like
So
that.
that is the confront. Is then what is it that she is intending to get?
Yeah.
For her, it was a lesson. She wants to understand why I do things the way I do them.
Yeah.
Number
And the
2, it
how.
was how she
like
approached me.
Oh, we get a hold of you. Let's share your social media handles.
Yeah, so on Facebook, it's Chilize Radari,
Yeah.
and also a page, Chilize the Coach Radari.
Yeah.
On Instagram, it's @coach_TC_Radari. For all the other stuff, it's www.trthecoach.co.za.
Thank you so much. T, another T.
Another tea. Yes, social media, Facebook, Kitabo Machie, and we also have a Facebook page called The Love Talk SA.
Yeah.
And on Instagram, it's Tabo_Machie. That is where we found. And if you like to go wow, it's thelovetalksa.com.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Coach Nomasonto.
Yeah, on Facebook, it's Nomasonto Poshazwane, just on my personal timeline. A page is Dr. Nomasonto Poshazwane, same as YouTube. And then the website, it's www.theloveacademy.co.za. And it's the same thing with the Facebook group. It's called The Love Academy on Facebook.
Thank you so much, Coach. This has been amazing. It's been beautiful. Thank you for being here. Viewers out there, I hope you guys have learned a lot from these amazing coaches. They are saying that there is no pandemic out there. The pandemic is within you. So love is beautiful. Love is supposed to be shared. Love is amazing. If you are going through a pandemic, it's time for you to reflect back on yourself. Maybe you might find the true love that you're looking out there. And that love starts with self more than anything else. From myself, Coach Thoriso, guys, I'll see you next time.